Your fridge keeps food fresh for about a week. Your great-grandmother kept food for a year, in a kitchen with no electricity in it, not by suffering, not by being tough, by using 7 techniques, and every one of them still works tonight. In your kitchen, with things you already own. 6 of them are better than your fridge at the one job your fridge has. The 7th one used to kill people. We'll get to that one last. Here's the thing nobody tells you about rot. Food doesn't go off because of time. Food goes off because something is eating it. Bacteria, mold, yeast. And all of them need exactly one thing, a drink. Everything alive needs water, including the things that ruin your dinner. So every single technique in this episode is an attack on water. Take the water away, lock the water up, or change the water so nothing can live in it. Your grandmother didn't know the word bacteria. She knew the rules anyway. Watch. Butter doesn't want a cold box. It wants a lid. There was butter on the table, not in the fridge. On the table all day in a little crock in July. You'd cut into it and it gave, immediately, like it was pleased to see you. Nobody in that house ever waited 20 minutes for butter to become butter again. And that's the part that sounds insane now. Dairy, left out, in summer. We were raised on a very simple rule. Dairy goes in the fridge or dairy kills you, and butter is extremely dairy. Leaving it out for a week reads like a dare, so why doesn't it go off? Because butter is barely dairy. Butter is about 80% fat and 16% water, and that water isn't a puddle. It's thousands of separate droplets, each one sealed inside fat. Bacteria can't swim through fat. Every droplet is an island, and nothing can get off the island. Salt it, and it's worse for them. Salted butter holds its water even tighter. It's why a butter crock works. The water seal keeps the air off, so the fat can't go rancid, and the fat keeps the bacteria off the water. Buy a butter bell, $10. Butter in the top, an inch of water in the base, change the water every few days. Spreadable butter, forever, and you get the shelf back. Your fridge wasn't protecting the butter. It was just making it hard to spread. Don't wash the egg till you crack it. Eggs sat in a bowl on the counter. Dusty ones, some with a feather stuck on. She'd wipe one with a dry cloth and use it, and the rest just sat there for weeks. Nobody died. Now, every American watching this knows that's wrong. Eggs go in the fridge. It's not even a rule, it's a fact. There's an egg-shaped shelf in the door. The USDA says refrigerate. Your mother said refrigerate. A dusty egg on a counter in August is how you end up in hospital. So, why is it legal to sell an unrefrigerated egg in London and not in Chicago? Because a fresh egg comes with its own coat. It's called the bloom, a thin layer the hen puts on as it's laid, and it plugs the thousands of tiny pores in the shell. Sealed pores means bacteria can't get in. Wash the egg and you wash off the coat. Now it's a shell full of food with thousands of open doors, and it has to go in a fridge. This is the whole difference, and it's written into law. In the European Union, it is illegal to wash a Class A egg, and they sit on the shelf at room temperature in the supermarket. In America, washing is mandatory. Same egg, same bird. Opposite rule. America didn't discover eggs need refrigerating. America washes the bloom off, and then they do. If you get eggs from a farm or a neighbor, don't wash them. Wipe them dry, leave them on the counter, wash the one you're about to crack. Shop eggs are already washed. Those stay in the fridge now, no choice. That door was closed for you. She wasn't gambling with the eggs, she just hadn't taken their coats off. Wet the crock and set it in the draft. 2 clay pots, one inside the other, wet sand packed in the gap, a damp cloth over the top, sitting where the air moved. Vegetables went in the middle one, in August, and came out cold. Actually cold enough to feel it on the back of your hand, which sounds like a nice story because there is no machine here. Nothing is plugged in. It's 2 flower pots and a wet rag. Cold has to come from somewhere. A compressor, a coil, something. Clay does not make cold. This one sounds like nostalgia doing the heavy lifting. But it does get cold. Genuinely, measurably cold. From what? From your vegetables. Water needs energy to turn into vapor, a lot of it. As the water evaporates off that outer pot, it can't make that energy from nothing, so it steals the heat out of whatever's inside. The pot isn't making cold, it's carrying heat away, one molecule of steam at a time. It's the same reason you shiver getting out of a shower. A Nigerian teacher named Mohammed Bah Abba built exactly this in 1995. The Potten Pot, the Zir. Tomatoes that lasted 2 or 3 days in the open lasted about 21. He won a Rolex Award for it in 2000. It's still in use at scale today. 2 unglazed terracotta pots, one that fits inside the other, sand in the gap, keep the sand wet, cover with a damp cloth, put it where air moves. Not in a cupboard, the airflow is the machine. It's about $15 of garden center. The driest, hottest air makes it work best, which is exactly where nobody had a fridge. Now here's the part I want you to sit with, because up to now this has been a list of clever tricks for people who couldn't afford better. That's the wrong frame, and here's why. Your fridge does not preserve food. It slows it down. That's the entire mechanism. Cold molecules move slower, so bacteria breed slower. Nothing has been stopped. Nothing has been fixed. You have put the rot on a lower setting, and when you pull the plug, the countdown picks up exactly where it left off. You know this. Everyone has thrown away a freezer's worth of food after a power cut. Now count what's left of the episode. Salt, drying, acid, fat. Not one of those slows the clock down. Every one of them stops it. Dried apple rings don't have a countdown. A jar of sauerkraut doesn't care if the power's on. Your fridge buys you a week. Salt bought her a year. We didn't upgrade. We traded permanence for convenience, and convenience won because it's easier, not because it's better. If it can't hold water, it can't hold rot. Apple rings on a string across the window like the world's worst bunting. They'd hang there for days, going leathery and dark, and this is the part nobody expects, sweeter. By November, they were in a tin, and they lasted until they got eaten, which was the only clock on them. And we do still dry food, technically. We buy it, in a bag, from a shop. Having established that the correct way to dehydrate an apple involves a $100 appliance with a fan and 9 trays and a manual, she used a window. Why is that enough? Because there's a hard floor and she was under it. Microbes don't need less water, they need enough. Below a certain point, there is simply not enough free water for anything to live in, and it isn't a slow decline, it's a wall. Get under the wall, and nothing grows, not slower, nothing. Food scientists measure it as water activity. Bacteria stop around 0.91. Most molds are done by 0.80. Below 0.60, nothing microbial grows at all. There is no organism that can live there. A dried apple ring sits around 0.5. It isn't preserved, it's uninhabitable. Slice apples thin, a squeeze of lemon so they stay pale, oven on its lowest setting, door propped with a wooden spoon, 3 to 6 hours. Leathery, not crisp. Jar them, that's not a snack. That's an apple with the countdown removed. Salt it till it fights back. She buried things, fish, pork, whatever came in, buried it in coarse salt like she was annoyed with it, in a crock, in the dark, and forgot about it. Days later, she'd pull out something firm, dense, and frankly a bit alarming, and it would keep for months. And this is the one we've been actively taught to fear. Salt is the villain now. Blood pressure, hidden sodium. There's a traffic light on the front of the packet. Burying good salmon in a kilo of the stuff isn't preserving, and it's vandalism. and probably a stroke. But the fish doesn't rot. Why not? The salt never touches the middle of it. It doesn't need to. Salt doesn't have to reach the bacteria. It takes the water to itself. Water moves from where there's more to where there's less, so it walks out through the cell walls to the salt and stays there. Nothing has been poisoned. The bacteria are just sitting in a fish with nothing left to drink. Same wall as the apple. Salt drops the water activity below 0.91, and bacterial growth simply stops. That's why salt cod crossed oceans in a wooden ship in the heat for centuries and arrived edible. Gravlax tonight, and it's nearly impossible to get wrong. Salmon fillet equals salt and sugar packed over it, dill if you want, wrap it, weigh it down with a tin, in the fridge, 48 hours. Rinse, slice thin. You just cured a fish. Fish and a fridge, fine. Curing meat at room temperature is a different sport, and it's the one that hurts people. That's what the last technique is about. They weren't seasoning it. They were evicting the water. If it's sour, it's safe. Cabbage, shredded, salted, crushed down into a jar until its own water rose over the top. A stone on it, a cloth over that. Then it sat on the side, and this is the bit that horrifies people. It bubbled. For a week. She'd walk past it like it was a cat. Deliberately leaving vegetables in a warm jar until they bubble is, by every instinct we have been given, how you poison your family. We throw food out for looking at us funny. This is food that has visibly begun doing something. She didn't add vinegar, not a drop. So where does the sour come from? From the cabbage. The bacteria you want are already on the leaf. Salt holds the rotting ones back just long enough for the lactic ones to get started, and they eat the sugar and make acid. They make the jar too sour for anything else, including themselves eventually. The food preserves itself, and the bubbles are the receipt that it's working. There's a number, and it's the number the whole food industry runs on, pH 4.6. Below 4.6, Clostridium botulinum cannot produce toxin. Full stop. That's not folklore, that's the threshold in the federal regulations. Sauerkraut lands around pH 3.5. It isn't near the line, it's nowhere near it. If it's sour, it's safe is a food safety standard in 6 words. Cabbage, sliced. 2% of its weight in salt. Weigh it, don't guess. Squeeze it for 10 minutes until it makes its own brine. Jar it, keep everything under the liquid. Loose lid, counter, 1 to 2 weeks. Under the brine is the whole game. She wasn't brave. She was under 4.6, and she knew it. Seal it under the fat and it'll keep till Easter. Cooked meat, packed into a crock and then hot fat poured over the top until it's set into a white lid. Airtight, sitting in the pantry. And she'd cut through that lid at Christmas like a woman opening a savings account. And this one, you're right about. Whatever your instinct is doing right now, listen to it. Because it does work, it genuinely does. So what's the problem? The fat locks the air out, and the things that make meat go green and slimy need air. So they never arrive. The meat stays perfect, and that's exactly the problem. Because one thing on Earth likes a sealed, airless, low-acid room at room temperature. Clostridium botulinum. The fat lid didn't just keep the rot out. It built the one house that particular bacterium wants to live in, and it also removed every warning you'd normally get. No smell, no slime, no bubble. It looks perfect right up until it isn't. That's the other half of pH 4.6. Sauerkraut is safe because it's sour. Potted meat is low acid, airless and warm, the exact conditions the regulations were written about. Potted meat was a real and repeated source of botulism, not a rumor. That's why the nitrite is in your bacon, and it's a genuine reason the fridge won. Make rillettes if you like. They're wonderful. Then keep them in the fridge and eat them inside a week, like a normal person in a century that has one. The pantry version is not a technique you're missing out on. 6 of these beat your fridge. This is the one that explains why you have it. So butter has no water to give. The egg still has its coat. The pot steals its own heat. The apple is under the wall. The fish has nothing left to drink. The cabbage made itself too sour to ruin. None of that is folklore, and none of it is nostalgia. That's a fat emulsion, a cuticle, evaporative cooling, water activity, osmosis, and pH. And she ran all 6 of them correctly, without a single one of those words. Your fridge does one of the 6, badly, and only while the power's on. It cost her nothing. Yours costs about $150 a year, and it's doing the weakest version of a job she solved with a flower pot. I'm not telling you to unplug it. Keep the last one in it. But the cabbage doesn't need it. And now you know why. Next time, the 4 things in her cupboard that got out any stain on earth, 3 of them are in yours. And one of them isn't a cleaner at all. It's the sun.